Hey YouTube, Mike the Gamble Guy back at you. So today I'm going to continue playing the advantage play with the twist. I'm still going to play the same way. I'm going to follow basically the same rules. If the opportunity presents, I might bet on banker, right? Not gonna leave that off the table. I've had some people reach out to me and said, yeah, same rules apply to banker. You're just paying that 5% tax, which I'm not a fan of. But I am going to put some money at risk, and we're going to do this over multiple days. And if the odds are in my favor, may the odds ever be ever in your favor, if I could do it for 19 days, I'm going to do a gold tower challenge just on my own for 19 days. And what I'm going to try to do is just win 10 units a day, right? So my base bet is going to be $200. I'm just trying to win $2,000. That's my base bet, which I've been able to do that consistently, which has been great. But I was like, what if we turn this into a gold tower challenge, right? So instead of doing a $500 withdrawal, because now I'm gonna take that $1,500 because it takes a $1,500 base in order to increase my bet by $100. So every day, let's just increase that bet by $100, and that's also going to increase our money at risk. So you see, this is my really set of balance. This should be my at-risk column, would really be a better way of saying that, because this is really the money that I'd be putting at risk. And then this is the money I'd win, and then I'd be able to withdraw every day. And let's just say I make it through 5 days of withdrawals, and that's getting $8,000 back. Yeah, I would have given up. Well, as long as I didn't lose, didn't get a whack. I still have my original $3,000 I had started with. In this case, now I also have $7,500, so it'd be $15,000 really. But if I could get all the way down here to, I didn't like that. If I can just take this and come all the way down here to the bottom, it's a ridiculous amount. It's $182,000. And then that would be plus the 30, because I didn't lose that, right? Because I'd be withdrawing the 20, so I'm not redoing another $1,500 plus 30. So we're talking in 19 days. I mean, do I believe I can do it? Not totally, but I've done this for the last several days, so I would have already been here, and it would have taken out 12,500. So may the winning continue to be in my favor. So that's what we're going to play, and we're just going to play that way. I'm just trying to get 10 units a day, and then we'll increase the risk each day. But I've already got the money in my bankroll, and I've got just about enough money in here. Looks like I'm 1 cent short of the $3,000 starting base. Apparently my last withdrawal is a little heavy. So going back to the same rules, we start at the beginning of a shoe, right? We're looking for it to have 2 drops. We don't care what chops are in between. We're looking for those last 2 drops. But if that first drop went to 4 or more, that's going to be our indicator that we're going to bet on the very next time that shows up, right? So we're either going to be looking at P2 or B2. And depending on if I'm doing P2 and B2 in the same shoe, I could be in for 4 bets in that shoe instead of just the 2. I have done that. I'm trying to think if I got to the 4th bet or not, but I might have once in there in playing. So let's find a shoe that so this one would have came down. That one we would have bet there. That one we would have bet there. That one would have lost. This one had 2 drops of red. That would have lost there. That would have lost there. Oh yeah, that would have been not good. No bueno. Be another way of saying that. Not good. That would not have been a good result. We're looking for something that's a little bit newer. So here we've got Super 8. I'm only playing the Super 8. But this would be, we'd actually be playing right here. This would be our trigger to be playing right there for a $200 unit is what I'm playing with right now. Trying to find the right shoe, get the right spot. So this one had already gone 4, and it would have won there. So even after this long run, I just stay away from it. I'm like, it already had its one. It's already had its 1 win, and that's fine. I don't need to see if we can pull more than 1 win out of there. So let's go into Korean Speed 4. This has had 2 drops. So we're looking for our next player in order to get our first unit. Now, I don't anticipate that this video is going to capture all 10 units. So you're gonna know if I have no more videos after this, then something went awry, and just didn't work out. And that can happen. I mean, it's Baccarat. So Korean 4, I don't know if I'll get in there in time. It just went player by the time that I had to reload the table. All right, and that went banker. So I saved me a bet there. So I am going to go looking for that next win. I don't have a problem doing that. Well, let's go to step 2, right? And see if we can get a win there. If I don't get a win there, I'm going to be out. I'm not going to chase it any more than I do in any other shoe. That is red second drop. So I could then, if blue doesn't work out, we can go after red. So we could potentially at this point have 3 bets in this shoe. Playing a $200 unit. There's another winner. Not for me. Yeah. Another banker. Not necessarily another winner. I just need to get above that. Need to get my first W, otherwise I'll be a penny short in making my bets. So we might be getting our next player bet coming up here if we get that tie jump. As it hit that resistance line. There's also another place I would have played the tie, only because we had an extended bridge here of hitting that resistance point. I don't play that many ties, so when I'm playing advantage play, even though they seem to come up a lot, I just haven't been playing them because I don't like flipping between the bigger chips down to a little chip. I mean, it's fun hitting the tie. It's fun calling the tie. But I just need 10 units, and there's the jump. So let's get this one here. So if it goes immediately to banker, well, I'm going to be doing 2 units on banker because my progression is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then depending on how I claw that back, coming back, if I try to get that to carry on further. So yeah, I told you these ties just jump up here when I'm really trying to make that first bet for me there. Sometimes it's good for me, sometimes it's not. Because you know what I'm looking for is I'm always looking for that tie chop. And yeah, look, they got a big old tie chop. So we're gonna double that. We're gonna go over here on the banker. 5, nice. Boom, 1 unit in the bank. And yeah, I'm gonna have to come in later, clean up, make sure I've cleaned up my mess. That once I'm at where I'm at in making my withdrawal, that I will have the amount of money that I needed to have in there, even if I have to make a few smaller bets to pay for that tax. That tax will eventually be paid. So let's go back to the lobby, find another table, because the player had already run through everything it was going to do for us there. So I got 1 drop, I got 2 drops, so this would be dropping here. Probably won't be able to get in there in time. And then banker already has more than 4 on its first drop, and there the player had hit. So that one's gone, and this banker is on its second hit. Do I feel lucky enough to sit in here play on this? Sure, let's give that a shot. So we're gonna sit here looking for the banker once it comes back to banker. 2, 3, get him. I'm lucky 7. All right, well, we're gonna sit on player here for a little bit. See if this wants to come back to banker, and then hopefully give us 2 bankers, so we can get our second unit in our pocket. Playing for 10 units to win 2,000. Tomorrow, 10 units to win 3,000. Yeah, 7's hard to beat. There is resistance here. It's a good place for a tie. Also, if it does do 1 more player, it's also a great place for a tie. Looks like the resistance took it. All right. So this is going to be the only bet that we make here. Win or lose. Only bet. Because player has already fulfilled its destiny in this shoe. Now we just need the banker to come through and fulfill its destiny. Really? Really? I told you, when I go make that bet, I know, it feels silly that I should put something on the tie. It does. 10%, $20. If you're collecting your tax, you might as well just collect more tax. A 4 and a 9. Yeah, that was a biter. Meaning it bit us. So now we're on the second step. Looking for another shoe. That one's already cashed out. Turbo Baccarat. We gotta be fast. We're on the second step. And I already missed laying it down there. I told you, gotta be fast. Yeah, and it got enough help to fulfill its destiny. And the banker lost. The banker had an L in there. So this is how I do it. I just sit there and just scroll through, looking for. I'm not gonna play Mega Baccarat. Here we got our second drop here on banker. I don't think those would be closer together, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. But now it has to go back to player. So our second unit bet, or in this case, we know it's going to be a $400 bet. 7 to a 9. Okay. Well, it didn't go player to give us that opportunity quite yet. There's symmetry here, though. Be a good tie opportunity. This one or the next one, as that goes player. Yeah, we'll see if this one doesn't go tie. I'm not betting on player, so don't care. Could have done a $3 tie. Got paid $24. That would have paid for my taxes. That's assuming the tie is going to hit, right? Always assuming. What happens when you assume? That's what happens. All right, so now we got a $400 bet on banker. Step 2. It's 3 in a row. I told you, this is crazy. It's happened. It's crazy how much this happened to me. You've seen it. I don't have to prove it anymore. First tie in the shoe. There we go. Got another unit. So we're up 2 units. I owe a lot of taxes. As I said, when you're playing on the banker side, the taxes can get pretty heavy. I mean, you've got $400, you got $20 just on that one that I have to go back in and make on taxes. So the taxes can eat into you quite a bit. Especially when you're winning in those higher progression bets. So this one, it actually is due right now for the banker. Sure, I'm not going to get out there. Yeah, bet's already closed. Give it a tie. Give it a tie. Because that's where I would have been, right? That'd allow me to get back in. Because I would have been on that one. Again. Again, I would have been on that one. That's 4. It's 4 shoes, in a row that we've gone in to make the bet, or would have been in there to make the bet. The tie came. That might just be another way of trying to figure out how we want to play the tie. That's crazy. Boom. There's 3 units. 3 units and 4 ties, a lot of tax to pay. So you can see I should be up $600. I'm up. I'm not up to. I got to make another $50 and that darn penny that I started off with. Now we know we do have the player that we can play here if it's going to want to show up, because we've already had our 2, so we would have a tax free, and it's like, should I play the tie? Actually, if I play the tie, I'd put a little tie money on it right here. It's a gorgeous looking bridge. What I mean by that is if you see this shape, it's a good looking bridge. Nope, it went banker. All right, well, we'll see if the player's going to want to show back up here anytime soon. We got 3 units. Let's see if we can get 4 or 5 anyway for the video. It'd be nice. So I don't like to get all 10 at one time, because I like the shoes to be able to kind of settle and come back. If this banker streak gets any longer, we might just cut bait. Go look for another table. 7. Good. 7's looking good. I mean, that gives me an opportunity to bet. Should give me an opportunity to put $20 on the tie. Yeah. Look how much money I would have made. I'd have been up several units. Hit that 3 times anyway. Boom. Just had to trust I was going to get my other unit there. So now we've got 4 units. Let's go for another one. Let's see if we can't find another table. Table shopping. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fortune 6. I'm not playing Fortune 6. Speed Baccarat 3 has got 5 bankers. I kind of prefer to have a tax-free withdrawal at this point. Speed 17. This looks like it's set for a player or banker bets. Thank you. I like the player first. So we already have 5 units. We're halfway through my day. Minus, I do have to pay for tax. Granted, I got that. I can take care of that. I can make some small bets in order to make that tax money back. I don't have to get crazy. And it went banker. So let's see if we can just get unit number 6 here on banker. And no, it didn't. So now we're going to be going to step 2 on banker. Because remember, player's done. We've already made our W there. So if I end up having enough tax, I might just have to win a unit to pay for the tax. So there we got a banker again. So let's close this out right now. So there is our 6th unit. Right? So we're at 41.29. I've got $70 worth of gas to make at this point. Remember? So I'm still 4 units away from closing out my day. That was unit number 6. But I think that was great for this video. So if you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Set your bell so as I come out with more of this challenge. Right? We can see that we're already partway through our day here. I'm just going to take a $500 withdrawal because I need to keep $1,500 rolling into the next day every day. But as long as we're successful, I'll keep popping out videos, and you'll see where we're at. All right, until next time, I'm Mike the Gambling Guy. I'm out of here.